Look around you.
I'm looking. What am I looking for?
Do you notice it?
Notice what?
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Everything appears normal but is not. We are not living in the real world, but in Bizarro World. In Bizarro World nothing is as it appears, and no one cares.
What do you mean?
Allow me to illustrate. What do you do with a man who commits crimes for years by not paying the government the thousands of dollars of Social Security and Medicare taxes he owes?
Make him pay the taxes, plus interest, plus penalties, and then put him on probation.
You make him Secretary of the Treasury. Let's try again. How did the state of California balance its budget?
With a combination of increased taxes and cuts in spending.
Remember, Bizarro World.
It borrowed $10 billion.
Correct.
Are California's 35 million plus residents alarmed?
Remember, in Bizarro World, no one cares. May I continue?
Go.
What do we do with banks that are too big to fail?
Make them bigger.
What is the problem with the Federal Reserve Bank?
It's neither federal nor a bank.
Who is the largest counterfeiter of US currency?
The Federal Reserve Bank.
You're learning. What comes to mind when I say A?
Excellent.
Double A?
Really excellent.
Triple A?
Really, really excellent.
You have the idea. These are grades that special companies called rating agencies give to governments and businesses that want to borrow money. The stronger they are, the greater the chance they will pay it back. The higher the rating they are given.
Who are the agencies?
They go by the names, Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch? Their gear is so fly.
Just Fitch.
Which corporations have a AAA rating?
Only 4. Exxon, Microsoft, J&J, and ADP.
Google? Walmart? AT&T?
Negative.
But they make billions in profit every year.
The prestigious AAA rating is reserved for the best of the best.
Who else has a AAA rating?
The government of the United States of America.
Heck yeah, US of A, all the way baby.
Hold that thought.
How long?
That long. In the 3 seconds, the debt of the United States increased another $100,000.
I'm afraid I didn't hear you correctly.
I'm afraid you did. The debt of the United States is going up $100,000 every 3 seconds.
1, 2, 3.
$100,000.
3, 2, 1.
$100,000. It's gone up over $5 million since we started talking.
How high is the total US debt?
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Maybe you can. The debt is $14 trillion.
I'm afraid I didn't hear you correctly.
I'm afraid you did. The debt of the United States of America is $14 trillion and counting. It is approaching $50,000 for every man, woman, and child. There is some good news, however.
I could use some good news.
I just invested 15 minutes and saved 15% on my car insurance.
You're quite funny. You should consider a career in comedy. Is there any good news?
No, just more bad news. The Congress and the President just passed a bill providing new tax cuts and giveaways for the next 2 years that will keep the debt party going around the clock.
With the US drowning in debt, how can 3 different rating agencies give it their highest rating? Let me answer my own question. Bizarro World.
Speaking of debts, do you know where the government gets the money it needs to pay back its lenders when their loans are due?
I'm afraid to find out.
They borrow it from new lenders.
Old investors are paid with money from new investors. Isn't that a Ponzi scheme that got Bernie Madoff jailed for life? I'm outraged.
Careful, as a resident of Bizarro World, you don't have a right to be angry. Let's change the subject. How about celebrating a landmark event? Did you know that the first of the baby boomers are reaching retirement age?
Baby boomers were born after World War II. I read that 10,000 of them are turning 65 every day.
And after paying into the system their entire working lives, they are beginning to collect Social Security.
Is the government able to pay?
It has a huge trust fund totaling more than $2.5 trillion built up from the baby boomers' decades of contributions. Kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of. The trust fund is there, but there's no money in it.
It's empty?
Not completely. There's a piece of paper there. On it is written, "I owe you $2.5 trillion, yours truly, the Secretary of the Treasury."
I don't get it.
The Congress took the money and spent it.
On what?
Stuff.
What stuff?
Stuff. The bottom line is, the money is gone. Lighten up. What's a few trillion between friends?
Am I in a dream world?
No. Bizarro World.
Wait a minute. If the trust fund is empty, where is the government getting the money to pay the people who are retiring now?
With the social security deductions from your paychecks. Speaking for the baby boomers, I ask that you eat well, get plenty of sleep, and be prepared to work for a very long time.
Who's going to pay my social security benefits when I retire?
Retirement is overrated.
Why aren't people yelling, and you got me again? Bizarro World.
How time flies. I've got a car coming to take me to the airport, so I can catch a flight back to Australia. Good luck in Bizarro World, my friend. You're going to need it.